We'd been looking to put an extension on the back of the house for years, probably for about 7 years. And so we'd got some really fixed ideas over that time, what we wanted it to look like, where we wanted the windows to be, the positioning even down to where the fire was. And we'd gone to about 3 or I think it was 4 actually different companies for quotes. It's a lot of money. You're spending a lot of money. You're putting a lot of trust in people to come and, rip your house apart and start again almost. But I felt really confident with the people that first came to see us. More than that, we'd had relatives the other side of the village that had also used Global, and so that gives you another sense of, oh, actually, this is a really nice finish. And also where, our relatives said where there were any problems, Global just dealt with it. So that's another big tick. But more than that, some of the other companies that we'd been to were almost out of the box. We do this box, or this box. And because we'd had years to decide what we wanted it to look like, Global just worked with us, which was a huge win for them, because obviously we went with them. But taking into account, where I wanted the windows to be, the size of the walls, the size of the fire, and where we wanted that to land, they just really listened to us. And I didn't think I was getting that with some of the other organisations that we went to. They listened to us from start to finish. I don't like people doing work in my house. So when you're having an extension, a garden room, a conservatory, you've got a lot of, we had builders and plasterers. I was really nervous about the amount of dust and muck. Window fitters, electricians, joiners, all the people I don't want in my house all descended for those, a few weeks. And it was a few weeks. It was done far quicker than I thought it would be. But without exception, every single trade that we had, I don't know what Global told them about me, but they were courteous, they were tidy, they were honest and said, this is what we're going to do, this is how long it's going to take, and it did take. I felt really included, and I felt informed at every stage of what was happening, so that my expectation was set. And I think that was a really big part of it. But without exception, down to the person that put my catchers, these windows, I wanted brass fittings, because in the rest of my house, they're brass fittings. And the window fitter said, you can absolutely have brass fittings, but can I suggest you go for black ones? I will change them if you don't like it, but with this setting and with the anthracite doors and fixings, I think you're going to be happier with black. He was right. It's just things like that we just work together, and the finished article is exceptional. It's changed the way, this sounds really dramatic, but it has changed the way that we live in this house. And to be able to come through after you've had your evening meal and to just sit and relax. It's opened up the garden to us, because we didn't have access directly into the garden. So it's changed. I can't wait for this summer to be able to get these doors open. My bifold doors that I didn't want bifold doors, I certainly didn't want anthracite ones, and they were right again. Every time they were right. But yeah, it's totally changed how we live in this house, and I think it's a huge investment. Like I say, it was a lot of years in the planning and the saving for, but now it's here. I can't imagine it not being here, and I'm really, really grateful to them. It's everything that we wanted. I would certainly recommend Global Windows. I have recommended Global Windows. They were recommended to us by family, and we were definitely right to go with them. And I would 100% recommend them. Even on day one, because I was thinking, what's even going to happen on day one? And the men arrived at crazy o'clock in the morning. Huge wagons arrived. I was really concerned about